Suicide affects everyone. It affects shipmates, it affects units, it affects families, and it's devastating.
August 18th, 2006, my dad committed suicide.
I had a shipmate that contemplated suicide.
My father committed suicide.
My dad was born and raised in Texas. From there, he served 24 years in the Marine Corps and was one of the most proud Marines I've ever met in my life.
In 1989, I was a flight student in Kingsville, Texas, and I'd just gotten my wings. My father had come to my ceremony. He was very proud.
My dad had probably suffered from anxiety and depression for a number of months. He took his own life in my parents' backyard that they had lived in for 13 years.
Went from Texas all the way back to Niagara Falls just to find out, are you okay? And he convinced me he was, everything was fine. So I went back to Texas, and a week later he hung himself.
He felt that this was his escape, but it wasn't. It was the hardest day of any of our lives.
I think about my father every single day, and it's very depressing. My mother has really never had another good day in her life.
It's something that you don't ever think somebody will do because you think that people are happy, but you never know what's going on inside of them.
My family is broken apart. We're going through the motions 25 years later.
I don't think he ever realized how it affected any of us.
Every day I think about my dad and feel guilty about that I didn't do something to stop him.
One of my former shipmates, a sailor that worked for me, stationed across the country, called me one afternoon in distress, contemplating suicide. I stayed on the phone with him, had my spouse call his command, and I stayed on the phone with him until his command knocked on the door, and I was able to connect him with the help that he needed. I don't know what would have happened if my shipmate had not called me that day.
I encourage all sailors to act, to ask, care, and treat. Ask, is there something on your mind? Is there something bothering you? Can I help you?
If you get that feeling with someone that you know, you just say something's not right, I know them. It may not be a big thing. It may not seem that there's something really wrong with them, but there very well might be. Some people are very, very good at hiding their emotions. Reach out, talk to them, get them help. You could save a life.
Care, showing concern, treating others with kindness, dignity, and respect are key elements of our core values and what it means to be a shipmate.
Because of the action that I took and because I cared for a shipmate, he didn't commit suicide that day.
Treat. You can talk to a shipmate that you trust, or a command ombudsman, or if you'd rather, Military OneSource is available and has a variety of resources at militaryonesource.mil.
From the top of our organization, there are resources in place, from medical to chaplains to your shipmate sitting beside you.
If you or someone you know might be thinking about taking your life, I'd ask you to stop and think for a minute, because the effect that you're going to have on your family and loved ones lasts a lifetime.
Depression, anxiety, it's nothing to be ashamed of. To ask for help makes you an extremely strong person.
If you or someone you know is having difficulties, help is just an ask away. One sailor is too many to lose.